Hi everyone, Alchemist here. Today is a reading about past life reincarnations, and it is going to be a pick a pile reading or pick a tool reading, and I'm going to tell you about your past life reincarnation. Reincarnations can happen to certain people who have lived on Earth several times, or many other dimensions, or other planes of existences. So this is going to be an intuitive reading, and I'm going to channel the information that comes from spirit. Whatever I'm going to talk about, it might resonate, it might not resonate. I might talk about a reincarnation from Earth or reincarnation from another dimension, but it's going to be up to you to feel and realize what is for you and what is not for you. So I will invite you to pick either the Tarot Hermetic deck or a stick, which I'm gonna burn. So we have smoke scrying or tarot. It's up to you to choose. Feel free to pick the one that you want to that you want to hear from, basically. And I'm gonna proceed with the Hermetic Tarot deck. I'm gonna start with this, and we're gonna leave the stick for later. So, in your past life, what were you and who were you? What were you and who were you? Let's see what Spirit has for you. Okay. Okay. Interesting. This is very interesting for you guys who picked this pile. Interesting. Let's see here. These are the cards that I got. So, in your previous life, so here, in the middle, which is the second card that I pulled, you got the King of Wands. So I assume automatically you were royal. You were a king, you were royal. King, as in, this is a very, I sense a very masculine male energy here. You could be a woman watching this, but you were a king, you were a male, you were not a female. And you were very powerful. You were more like of a tyrant king. You were not like a good king per se. You were a king that was just going around conquering every place that was out there, and every land, and just burning everything, killing everyone just to conquer. I sense something, I heard something came to me here and says Alexander of Macedon, or some people call him Alexander the Great. It feels like that energy. That's what came to me right now as I'm talking. So it feels like, because Alexander of Macedon was obsessed with just conquering. He just wanted to take over the whole planet. He just went, conquered. New land, let's conquer it. Another land, let's conquer it. So this is the energy I'm picking up here. You are like a tyrant. And you have this line here and this fire. Look at this. Look at that. And you have the wheel around your head. And that wheel is a representation of you are able to turn the wheel of life, the wheel of fortune, the wheel of existence. You just had that skill. You were able to turn it. You were able to do with it whatever you want. You were powerful. Nothing was able to stop you. You had the lions in chains. The lions were your pets. They were your animals, and the lions are kings. But you were even on top. You were more of a king than the lions themselves. You had riches, money, success, everything you've been wanting, like every kind of abundance you can think of. You had it because of the way you conquered the world, because of the way you went around taking every treasure and every relic and every secret knowledge too. You were obsessed with secret knowledge, with the occult, with the Holy Grail, with in Christianity they call it the Holy Grail, in Alchemist the Philosopher's Stone. That secret knowledge, that ultimate knowledge that allows you to unlock who you truly are and transcend every dimension and every reality of existence. You were in search for that, and apparently you had it. It's kind of you had it, but you didn't know how to read it properly. You didn't know how to interpret it properly. You didn't know how to use it. It's almost like you have a book that holds the knowledge, but you didn't know how to read that book. You didn't know how to make sense of it. And here, towards the end of your life, so this was your life. Your life was like you were a king, you had it all, but towards the end of your life, you lost everything. You lost it. You lost all of the treasures, all of the riches, all of the money, all of the lands that you conquered towards the end of your life. It doesn't mean that you were old. Here I see that the figure was still young. So you died in your, I would say, 40s. You died in your 40s. And close to your death came the loss of everything you owned. And that happened because of a competitor, a competition. This knight here, Knight of Pentacles, there was this other person, and this other person came from the region of the Middle East. And here we have the hexagram. So I see here something that's kind of like a very strong warrior, ruler as well, because you're a king, so you were fighting with another king or ruler. But the energy here is not a king. The person who beat you, who kind of put you down and kind of and took away what you had, is not a king. It's like a ruler. It's a ruler. It's a he as well. It was a male. It's a masculine energy. So we're talking about eras of war. Again, like when Alexander the Great was alive, and probably we're talking about 500 BC. You know, that around that era, in the area of the Middle East, ancient Greece. So that's where this happened. And you lost it all to this warrior, to this ruler. And with your death came the loss of your empire. You lost it all. And you lost the money, you lost the power, you lost the lands. And just one last card. I wanna know what happened with all of this. And I'm gonna pick only one card to see what came with this loss. What came with it? So this loss, more loss. With this loss came more loss. So 8 of Pentacles and reversed. With this loss came more loss of, because here. So I'm going to show you. This is very interesting. This is the 9 of Pentacles reversed. And then I pulled another card to clarify, and it was the 8 of Pentacles reversed. So with the loss came more loss. So it's almost like after your death, your empire, everything you accomplished just went downhill, like fast, like whew. You went from the ruler of the world to a nobody, or your empire just became, it was destroyed and people took over and they messed it up, and unfortunately that beauty, because your empire had was very intimidating. It was beautiful. It had this kind of just immense strong energy about it, but it was all gone right after you died. Because you were the soul of that empire. Only you. No one around you was. It was only you. And that's why the moment you died, it disappeared. Let's move on to the smoke scrying reading. And by the way, I do have a past life tarot personal reading in my store. Go to sephalchemist.com, link description down below, and you can get your own personal past life reading that I offer as well. Now, let's move on for the smoke scrying. The people who picked this, what were you in your past life? Let's see what we have here. What were you in your past life? Okay, all right. Let's see here. Interesting. Very, very interesting. So this life happened. I see it happening it was around somewhere in where we're talking about Europe. We're talking about like 8th century, 7th century in Europe. It's cold. The weather is very cold. The weather is not pleasant. And you were a merchant. And used to sell, used to deal with people from the East. Asians, people from the East. You used to do trade. You were a merchant. You used to do trades with people from the East. That's what's coming to me. Give me 1 second as I'm channeling. And this business you were doing, I feel like it's some sort of Scandinavian energy. It's like the Norse. It's like the Norse. It's like you're from wherever Scandinavia is right now. In that area where there's a lot of snow, a lot of cold, and you were a merchant. You traded with the East. You were very successful. You made a lot of money. You made a lot of money trading with the East. You were a trader. You were a traveler. You would have to leave your family. You had 2 kids and a wife, of course. And you again, I said a wife, of course, but again, it's a male strong energy here that's coming right now. It's not a female, it's a male. So both of you guys who picked tarot or this in your past life, you were a male. And again, even if you're a female in this reincarnation, but you were a male back then, you had a wife, you had 2 kids. They were both boys, and you used to leave them for long periods of time to go trade. In your what do you call them, those things on the wheels, the carts, the chariots, the animals used to use to carry your merchandise. And this merchandise has to do with the fur that comes from these animals that you have in the land. It could be the fur of bears, or the fur of the moose, or the fur of I'm not familiar very much with the animals of that area, but whatever, the skin and the fur of those animals, that's what you use basically to hunt these animals, kill them, get them, and then go for months away from your family to sell them, to trade them with the East in the lands where the weather was hot, in hot lands. And you were successful. You made a lot of money. The smoke didn't stop since I lit it. It didn't stop. It's still going on. So you were successful. Things were rolling for you. You had a successful business, if you will. That's what it feels like to be. And more people wanted to work with you. More and more people wanted to buy from you. And you were kind of struggling to expand. You hit a point where you didn't know how to sell more and how to not be with your family. Oh, and something happened. You started having an affair with another woman because you were gone for months and months. Hold on. You started having an affair with another woman, and because these long trips for you were miserable, they were daunting, they were very they felt very depressing. But this woman, and she's from the East, she's not from your land, from that land, from the North, from the cold Scandinavian era. Meeting her made you happy, made you feel better, made you feel like you're revived. But what you didn't know is that this woman, all she wanted is your money. She wanted your business. She wanted what you have. She just was kind of sucking from you all of that money that you were making, that you, few months after you would make that money, you would go back and buy food and shelter and clothes for your family. That's what you used it for. And when I say family, back then it was the whole village. It wasn't just wife and kids. You did for your wife, for your kids, but for the village as well. You would give money to the priests, to the other people, to some people who don't have a lot of money. because you had a lot of money. So back then you had the people who had money had to provide for the others who didn't have money. But as you see here, the smoke is disappearing. This woman sucked you dry. This woman you were having an affair with sucked you dry from your money. She basically took all of the money you were making, because you were making quite a lot, but she made you buy her jewelry and houses and gold and like a few years being with her, and then at some point you realize you basically have nothing, you have no money. And because of that, you were stuck, because you went back to where you came from. Your wife was suspecting something. You tried to do what you always do, which is gather products and merchandise so you can sell it again. And this time it didn't happen. It didn't happen this time. It's either because you weren't able to afford it, or there wasn't enough fur or skin, that kind of skin that you were selling, the animals didn't come around, or something happened that the universe just didn't allow that to happen. And it forced you to stay in your village. It forced you to stay there, and you tried to reconnect with your family and with your kids, but it was a failure. It didn't happen. Eventually your wife learned about the affair you were having. You had, of course, a huge fuss and fight and drama about it. And I see that at the end of your life, you were in your 50s or 60s. You just one day left everything. You left everything behind. Your wife, your kids. You were kind of an asshole. You just left your family, and then you went back to the East trying to find this lover. You gathered everything you have, your whatever money you saved, and you just left. And you left in search for her at the East, and you could never find her. You just didn't. You didn't find her, and you died a miserable life. That's kind of a sad life, but that's what I had. Very different from the Hermetic deck. Anyway, that's the life I have for you. How is this life serving you right now? It's serving you probably in many ways, and you probably hearing this, you might be making the same mistakes in this lifetime. Maybe you are, maybe you're about to, but it's a little warning. Don't do that, because that's gonna end up in misery. If you're about to do what you already did in your past life, the smoke is starting again on itself without me really lighting it up. That means that what I'm saying is a confirmation that it's a confirmation of what I'm saying. So if you picked this smoke screen reading, and if you heard what you heard, and if you were about to commit the same mistakes that I just said, don't. Hold yourself back. Focus on embracing your power, embracing your darkness, knowing who you truly are. Stop chasing things that are not necessary. Stop chasing illusions, and go for the things that will make you powerful, that will unlock your abilities, and make you a great, amazing human being, because you don't want to be a shitty one. That's not what you're here for. I hope this helped. Let me know in the comment section if this resonated. SethAlchemist.com. I have past life readings there. Go check it out, and I will see you in the next video.